Death doesn't always carry a scythe. Sometimes it carries a smartphone and a very bad idea. Garry Hoy, Toronto, 1993. 38-year-old corporate lawyer Garry Hoy transformed structural physics into a lethal carnival attraction by frequently demonstrating the fracture toughness of the panoramic windows in the Toronto Dominion Centre. His method was a high-velocity dynamic impact. He would sprint and slam his entire body weight, approximately 75 kilograms, into the glass at a speed of roughly 5 meters per second. On July 9th, 1993, the glass held firm once again and didn't shatter. However, the window frame and its sealants were never designed to withstand repeated high-speed hits like this. The entire window unit popped out of the 24th floor wall. Hoy followed the glass out of the building from a height of 91 meters, hitting the pavement below after 4.3 seconds of freefall. The window passed the stress test. It's just a shame it took the only witness down to the sidewalk to celebrate. Krystof Azninski, Poland, 1995. 30-year-old farmer Krystof was drinking with friends when the night devolved into manly games. They started by hitting each other over the head with frozen turnips, but things escalated quickly. One friend fired up a chainsaw and in a fit of bravado cut off the end of his own foot. Krystof decided that was child's play. Screaming, "Watch this then!" he grabbed the saw and swung it straight into his own neck, decapitating himself instantly. He won the argument, but lost his head. Literally. Jordan Easton, UK, 2017. 22-year-old Jordan was playing Invincible in a friend's kitchen, wearing a vest he believed was stab-proof. To impress the crowd, he grabbed a standard kitchen knife and shouted, "Watch this!" before plunging the blade directly into the center of his chest. His vest was ballistic, woven to catch a bullet, but the sharp blade simply pushed the soft fabric fibers aside. The knife slipped through the gap without hitting any resistance. His friends watched in horror as the steel sank through the vest like a hot wire through butter. Jordan actually made it to the hospital, but the blade had pierced his heart and there was nothing the surgeons could do. The vest was protective, but the idea was suicidal. David Grundman, Arizona, 1982. 27-year-old David Grundman decided to test a 20-gauge shotgun on a giant saguaro cactus, reaching a height of 8 meters. These desert plants can weigh up to 2 tons due to stored water, maintaining a delicate balance of fibrous support structures. After several shots, Grundman critically compromised the physical integrity of one of the cactus's massive limbs, weighing about 230 kilograms. Gravity and momentum caused the fragment to detach and plummet onto the shooter from several meters above, instantly crushing his musculoskeletal system. Engaging in a shootout with a 2-ton plant is a bold strategy, but the cactus clearly had the upper hand when it came to heavy ballistics. Franz Reichelt, Paris, 1912. Tailor-turned-inventor Franz Reichelt wanted to save pilots' lives by combining a flight suit and a parachute into one wearable rig. He ran a series of tests with dummies, dropping them from the 5th-floor window of his workshop. Every single one was a disaster. The parachutes never opened, and the dummies just shattered on the pavement. Despite a 100% failure rate, Franz convinced the police that the problem was just a lack of altitude and the absence of a human touch to guide the fabric. In February 1912, Reichelt climbed to the 57-meter platform of the Eiffel Tower as news cameras rolled. His 9-kilogram contraption was supposed to deploy into a 32-square-meter canopy. For 40 long seconds, he hesitated on the edge. Then he stepped into the void. Instead of catching the air, the bulky suit immediately folded over his head, turning into a useless cocoon. After 3.2 seconds of freefall, Reichelt hit the frozen turf at 95 kilometers per hour, leaving a 15-centimeter crater in the ground. Police officially recorded the cause of death as massive internal trauma, though an autopsy later revealed his heart had actually stopped from shock before he even hit the ground. Measured twice, cut once. He learned that the hard way. Omar Farang, Romania, 2025. The pursuit of digital immortality led a 48-year-old tourist to a fatal conclusion when he spotted a brown bear weighing roughly 320 kilograms. According to eyewitness accounts, he dismounted his motorcycle and attempted to hand-feed the predator while closing the distance to 2 meters for a selfie. His protective helmet proved completely useless against a bite force of 8.2 megapascals combined with 10-centimeter claws, capable of instantly shredding any biological membrane. The predator interpreted the feeding attempt as an opening for aggression, neutralizing the intruder with terrifying kinetic efficiency at an attack speed of 13 meters per second. The final frame in Omar's digital legacy documented a total disregard for the laws of nature and basic survival instincts in favor of social media likes. In the wilderness, a selfie is essentially just a convenient way to provide the bear with a menu. That includes a picture of the daily special. Alan Ray McGrew, South Carolina, 2024. 41-year-old Alan decided his full Uncle Sam outfit wasn't patriotic enough for the 4th of July finale. In front of a horrified crowd, he placed a professional-grade firework canister. Bystanders explicitly warned him about the risk. "Alan, stop, you're drunk," to which he reportedly yelled back, "Watch this, it's gonna be epic." The detonation occurred directly on the vertical axis of the spinal column. Instead of launching into the stratosphere, the force vector hammered straight down. Result, instantaneous cerebral avulsion. At 10:30 p.m., the neighborhood BBQ officially transitioned into a forensic crime scene. His patriotism literally blew his own mind. Michael Warner, Texas, 2004. 58-year-old Michael was a notorious heavy drinker, but a severe throat ailment made it physically impossible for him to swallow his favorite spirits. His craving, however, remained as strong as ever, so his 42-year-old wife, Tammy, decided to assist his recovery. In her mind, 2 massive 1.5-liter bottles of sherry were exactly what he needed, and she administered the entire gallon-sized dose via an enema. The intestinal lining is a high-speed highway to the bloodstream, delivering ethanol directly to the brain without the liver's protective filtration. Michael's blood alcohol content spiked to a staggering 0.47, effectively shutting down his respiratory system. Tammy was promptly arrested on charges of criminally negligent homicide and evidence tampering. Input error detected. Biological protocols ignored. Outcome terminal. Hans Steininger, Austria, 1567. Mayor Hans Steininger was a local legend with a beard stretching over 4 feet long. Managing it was practically a full-time job. He usually kept it rolled up and tucked away in a leather pouch, but on September 28th, a massive fire broke out, throwing the entire city into a panic. In the chaos, Hans rushed out to help, but forgot to put his beard in its pouch. "Hans, watch out!" someone yelled from the crowd as he charged toward the stairs. He stepped directly onto his own beard, losing his balance and sending him tumbling down the stone steps. Hans died on the spot from a broken neck. Before the funeral, the townspeople cut the beard off to preserve it. Today, the world's only murderous beard is still on display at the local district museum. A killer look, literally. Clement Vallandigham, Ohio, 1871. Lawyer Clement Vallandigham was defending a client in court, arguing that the victim had accidentally shot himself while pulling a pistol from his pocket. To illustrate this ballistic theory, he conducted a live reenactment with a .32 caliber revolver that, through a fatal oversight, remained loaded. Vallandigham reproduced the trajectory of the shot so accurately that the bullet entered his own abdomen, damaging vital organs and causing fatal peritonitis. He passed away the following day, but his sacrifice led to the full acquittal of the defendant, as the jury witnessed the possibility of the accident firsthand. It's a rare level of professional dedication when an attorney proves his theory so thoroughly that he doesn't live to collect his legal fees. Think. It's free. Subscribe.